Are you Jack Haggerty?
It's the name on the door says. What's a dame like you doing in a flop house like this?
I'm looking for your brother, Earl.
The taste of blood and alcohol in my mouth made me wonder what gin joint I was in last night. Better yet, what floozy I was making time with. An inch closer, I would have had the pleasure of a sucker punch from St. Peter himself.
You know, Jack, you really ought to quit drinking. Your blood's so thin, I had the hell of a time stopping the bleeding.
Who told you to stop it?
I think there's somebody that's glad to see you still around.
Oh, Jack, I'm so glad to see that you're all right.
My secretary, Grace. This plain Jane's been looking to get a ring around my finger ever since I hired her. I can't imagine what she sees in a liquored up deadbeat.
What are you doing chasing madmen in the middle of the night? You could have gotten yourself killed.
Could only have been so lucky.
You're not a cop anymore, Jack. Leave it up to the professionals.
Thanks for all the help, Doc. I got a new office to move into.
You're not going anywhere, Jack. You need a little rest now. You'll be back on your feet in a few days.
The Vigorous makes its maiden voyage in the coming weeks as the first expedition vessel to travel to the shores of Germany. This just in. The masked figure who has been running amok through the city streets has been now labeled by authorities as the Vagabond Spectre. This recent wave of crimes has hit American shores after a string of mysterious murders in several European nations. Coming up next,
Rubbish.
can the Cinderella Man, Jim Braddock, defend his title? Stay tuned after this.
I've been after the creep for weeks, and all I have to show for it is a hangover and another set of stitches. Whoever shot me better pray I don't quit drinking. They should aim better next time.
This is all that's left from your old office. Isn't this exciting, Jack? Moving to a new part of town, changing your surroundings.
It's about as exciting as a kick to the seat of the pants.
You sure are sore all the time. You're not still going on about that killer that got away, are you?
Some bad egg in a cheap Halloween costume tries to cut me down and you think I'm just gonna forget about it?
The police are taking care of it, Jack. You're just going to get in the way. I don't want to see you get hurt again. How's your stomach feeling? Does it hurt?
Not as bad as the headache that you're giving me.
Well, I'm sorry, Jack. Forgive me for caring about you.
Hey, Grace? Take out that trash, will you?
That's the last of it, Mr. Haggerty. Shouldn't have any trouble in this end of town. It's pretty quiet here.
Thanks for the help, fellas. How about you, take a swig for your long drive home?
Hey, don't mind if I do.
Whoa, whoa, hey, pal. That's the good stuff.
Well, you clearly have a thirst that I can't compete with, especially at 10:30 in the morning.
No better time to put some hair on your chest.
Well, come on. Let's go.
Jack, you have a call?
Is it abroad?
No.
Good, I'll take it. Hey, Grace?
Yes, Jack.
About before. Forgot to take out that trash. Jack Haggerty, private investigator. Who is this?
Is this Jack Haggerty?
Did I stutter when I picked up?
Meet me at Willis Park, 12:30.
Give me one good reason.
Earl.
Earl. My brother Earl's been missing for years. Looks like I've got a new case.
Where are you going, Haggerty?
Inspector Hoffman. Throw any other honest men off the force lately?
Listen, you drunkard. There's not an honest bone in your body. The police force is better off without having you around.
You sure it has nothing to do with me and Mrs. Hoffman taking a roll in the hay?
You got a lot of nerve, Haggerty. You know, Bodies have been showing up since you moved to this part of town. Now that I think about it, your brother's gone missing.
Maybe he's a victim.
Maybe he's a victim. Or maybe he's the Spectre.
Look, Hoffman, if you're gonna arrest me, then go ahead. Could use a clean bed and a hot meal.
I'm not gonna waste my time. But I've got my eye on you, Jack.
Hey, Hoffman, how's the missus?
Haggerty!
Tell her I said hello.
Jack, in public?
I had no clue who this dope fiend was, but I've seen better looking hair on a poodle caught in a hurricane.
I'm Einstein. Albert Einstein. I was told you could be of great help to me.
Look, pal, I'm not interested in helping you show your dingus to unsuspecting ladies. At least not when I'm this sober.
I trusted your brother's opinion, but you're nothing but a drunk.
You've spoken with Earl?
He sent me for your help.
What's your angle, codger?
I'm in grave danger. We need to go somewhere private.
All right, I know a quiet place where we can go.
I like to see you try!
You, old man. You are the greatest old man I've ever known. Did you know that? My best friend. I love you.
How you doing, Jack? Your friend with the cookie duster left that for you about an hour ago. Cheers. All right, I'm coming.
Got this for me?
Jack, your brother and I were partners on a top-secret project for the armed forces. Rumors started flying that the Nazis were building something big, a war machine. It was almost complete, but they were missing one key component, a meconium crystal. The only one left in existence is in the possession of a Soviet scientist. I used to have it, but I passed it along to a colleague of mine, Dr. Ivan Shvedsky. After this exchange, soon came the murders. I received a letter from the killer, and fearing for my own life, I sought your help. However, I cannot remain in public. Shvedsky plans on unveiling a device this Saturday at the Eastern Science Conference. Your brother will be there to keep an eye on Shvedsky. Enclosed are 2 passes to the event. You must stop the killer before he strikes again.
Not bad for an old man, but I've read a few Hardy Boys books myself and I know when something stinks. Ugh. Father Time was telling the truth. Looks like it's time to dust off my dancing shoes. Old Man Winter checked himself into some cheap hotel and pulled some strings to get me into the gala. It was a pretty fancy soiree with a nice spread. Just a bunch of eggheads with too much time and money on their hands if you ask me. A lot of $2 words were being tossed around. I was more interested in the free drinks. I needed to find my brother. I hope I could get to this commie geek in the crystal before the Spectre could.
Haggerty, you booze hound, what are you doing here? Aren't you a little too ragtag for this shindig?
Hey Hoffman, why don't you watch your mouth in front of the lady?
Oh, so she's with you. Whose wife might this be?
She's nobody's wife. She probably never will be. I mean, look at her.
Excuse me. I need to use the ladies' room.
Nice, Jack. Real classy. Haggerty, you better not try anything funny. You get me?
Oh, yes, sir. My brother Earl. I thought him dead for almost 3 years now. The geezer's story is starting to hold up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ivan Schwinsky.
The device cloaked before you is as revolutionary as the wheel. Since the dawn of man, Earth has been plagued by conflict. The quest for land, the quest for power has left wives without husbands. Man's own indifference to his fellow man has left children to grow up without fathers. But these days are behind us. You are all part of a historic event. Ladies and gentlemen, the device before you, powered by one single merconium crystal, is the ultimate weapon against war. I present to you a device that will single-handedly bring about world peace. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you...
Haggerty! Stop him! Stop that man! The crystal is gone!
Grace, you alright? Get somewhere safe.
Sorry, sir, this is an entrance. Okay. Oh, dear.
Haggerty! I know it was you tosspot!
Step aside, boys. I'm on the case.
Say, what's the big idea here?
Yeah, what gives?
It's an order, officers. The old man was as smart as he said he was. Hopefully he left town. At his age, his number was going to be up soon anyway. Grace was nowhere to be found, but the trash was. It was a nice change. Quiet for once. Ah, who am I kidding? I hope the poor girl was safe. I wasn't expecting anyone for dinner.
Hello, Jack.
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't pull this trigger.
You already did that once. Shooting a girl twice isn't in your nature.
You don't know me that well, doll. What are you doing here?
Your brother has a merconium crystal. I figure you knew where he is.
If I knew where my brother was or where that crystal was, why would I come here?
You're bluffing, Jack.
Maybe I am. Why are you so interested in the crystal anyway? You don't strike me as a science type.
Come on, Jack. Don't you know how much the Germans are willing to spend on that crystal? It's a lot, even divided by 2.
The broad might be onto something. I'm 2 steps shy of the slammer, and my closest friends are at the bottom of a glass.
Evening, Inspector.
What are you nitwits doing out here? Thought I told you to watch Haggerty's office.
Don't worry, Inspector. There's a detective up there right now.
Call for backup.
Even if I do help you, how do you suppose we're going to find the crystal? Once we find the crystal, how do you suppose we're going to get it to Germany? Casing for it's the size of an icebox. We'd have to charter a plane just to get it there. My God, the pier.
Haggerty! I know you're in there. Come out with your mitts to the sky.
Go, Jack. I'll stall him.
How do you want, kid?
What is it, Jack?
I forgot something.
Haggerty! You have till the count of 3 and then we'll shoot our way in. 1, 2, 3! Tell me where Jack went.
It looks like I've got a lot of dainties to sort through to find this crystal. I'd about had it with this case, and I wanted nothing more than to seal this thing up. And between missing crystals, madmen, Nazis, and my brother, I had a feeling in my gut that the flapdoodles were about to hit the whirligig. Earl! The jig is up, Earl. Hand over the crystal.
The Spectre has it, you fool. Put the gun down.
The Spectre, eh? How long did it take you to draft that moniker?
I'm not the Spectre, you drunk.
Then why are you here? Fancy a cruise on the Germans' dime?
Jack, keep your voice down. I followed the Spectre here from the gala. How did you find your way down to the docks? There's not a bar for miles.
This ship is clearly the best way to transport the crystal back to Germany, but I guess you already knew that.
My God, Jack, it's a miracle. You stayed sober long enough to follow a clue.
Hey, what are you two doing?
Baby Ruth's mom swings harder than you. Oh, nice breeze.
Somebody get a light on him! Get out of the fire! Prepare to die!
Hands up, Spectre! We have you surrounded! Jack, are you all right?
I will be when I get my gun back.
Get Haggerty a gun. What's wrong about you, Jack? You were a decent cop. You must be some kind of detective to have led us to the Spectre's hideout.
Let's finish this.
Haggerty!
Give it up, Haggerty! You'll never take me alive!
That's the idea.
I'm sorry that you pushed me this far, Jack. We really could have been partners.
Grace?
I'm sorry. I was going to play you. But I fell for you. I really fell for you. Just think about the way things could have been.
I never promised you no rose garden.
A dame. But doesn't that beat all? When are you gonna learn, Jack?
Caught this one poking around outside.
Inspector Hoffman, arrest that woman immediately.
Jack, why?
Sorry, kid. You've played me for a fool for the last time. Well, maybe one last time. Get out of my sight.
Great to be back together. I've chased that crystal to the ends of the earth.
I just hope the goofy old wingnut can salvage the Russians' peace doohickey.
So tell me, Jack, why did you turn down Inspector Hoffman's offer to join the force?
Well, Earl, nothing stronger than the bond of a family.
Jack, where are you going?
going to pay a visit to Mrs. Hoffman.